everybody, Jay Super Awesome here, and I'd like to welcome you all to episode number 13 of my horror movie spotlight. In this episode, we will be taking a look at 10 werewolf films from my collection. This should be fun, so let's get started. Okay, up first is The Howling. Don't even try to run away, because by the time you hear The Howling, it's already too late. With intense suspense, biting humor, and amazing special effects, this riveting tale of primal terror sinks its teeth into your deepest fears and never lets go. Severely shaken after a near-fatal encounter with a serial killer, TV newscaster Karen White takes some much-needed time off. Hoping to conquer her inner demons, she heads for the colony, a secluded retreat where her new neighbors are just a tad too eager to make her feel at home. Also, there seems to be a bizarre link between her would-be attacker and this supposedly safe haven. And when her nights of being tormented by savage shrieks and unearthly cries, Karen ventures into the forest to find answers. She makes a terrifying discovery. Now she must fight not only for her life, but her very soul. Next up is Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf. Blind war veteran Ambrose McKinley has recently moved to Crescent Bay, a seemingly peaceful community on the outskirts of a dense forest. On his first night in his new home, McKinley hears his elderly neighbor attacked by something he's convinced isn't human. When the creature then kills his seeing eye dog, McKinley's thirst for justice turns into a one-man vendetta against the monster that's terrifying his neighborhood. And when he's stonewalled by both the police and his fellow residents, he decides to gear up and prepare to fight the beast one-on-one. Now it's man versus myth as McKinley readies himself for what could be his final battle. Okay, next up is Night Wolf. Sarah has avoided coming home to visit her family for quite some time, but when she finally does arrive, a storm rages through her hometown, and she and her family find themselves isolated. As night falls, a bloodthirsty creature emerges and terrorizes the family. Trapped and scared, they must survive together to outwit the creature hunting them. Next up is Werewolf Rising. Desperate for a break from the big city life, Emma heads to her family's cabin deep in the Arkansas hills. Settling in for some much-needed R&R, she learns that something unspeakable lurks in the surrounding darkness. As the full moon rises, a bloodthirsty werewolf emerges from the shadows, slaughtering everyone in its path and revealing a sinister underworld Emma never knew existed. Thrown into a fight for her life and her very soul, Emma will need to escape these big bad woods before it's too late. Okay, next up is Where. Witness the rebirth in this spine-tingling descent into terror. When a vacationing family is brutally murdered, an intrepid attorney, Kate Moore, is assigned to defend Talon, the main suspect and mysterious loner with a strange medical condition. As she delves into his shadowy past and runs scientific tests to prove his innocence, Talon's darker instincts soon surface with unparalleled violence. As Talon slashes and shreds his way to freedom, Kate must stop the atrocity she's unleashed before the city is torn apart, limb by bloody limb. Next up is Werewolf Hunter. Multiple mutilated cadavers have been found in the forest. Precise surgical cuts mixed with savage gashes have the authorities perplexed and the villagers of Alvarez frightened to enter the woods. An unknown traveling soap vendor, Manuel Romazanta, is captured and confesses to the murders and using the victim's body fat to make his soap. The investigation digs deeper when he proclaims his innocence due to the curse of lycanthropy, turning him into a werewolf. Next up is Darkwolf. A new breed of horror roams the streets of Los Angeles. It's the Darkwolf, a vicious werewolf with a thirst for blood and the lust for Josie, a sexy, unsuspecting woman with a mysterious power she is only beginning to understand. Once the Darkwolf catches Josie's scent, nothing can stop his insatiable hunger to mate with her, and he'll kill anyone who gets in his way. Next up is Big Bad Wolf. During a deadly game of cat and mouse with a bloodthirsty werewolf, Derek Crowley and his friends discover a horrifying secret about the monster they must kill to survive. Featuring a cunning and sadistically funny breed of werewolf unlike anything you've ever seen, Big Bad Wolf is a sexy thrill ride full of unimaginable horror. Next up is Wolfcop. Officer Lou Garou isn't the best cop in the small town of Woodhaven. In fact, he is probably the worst. He mostly looks to avoid anything that could possibly interfere with his goal of getting wasted. One evening, during the night shift, Lou investigates a mysterious disturbance at the edge of town and wakes up with a pentagram carved in his chest. Heightened senses, and body hair that's growing at an alarming rate. To solve the mystery of his transformation, he'll have to take on a case no normal cop would be able to solve. But this half-man, half-beast is not just a cop, he's a wolf cop. Okay, last up is An American Werewolf in London. It's a rainy night on the Welsh moors. Two American students on a walking tour of Europe trudge on to the next town, when suddenly the air is pierced by an unearthly howl. 3 weeks later, one is dead, the other is in the hospital, and the nightmare begins for An American Werewolf in London. Okay, so there you have it, a look at 10 werewolf films from my collection. Be sure to join me again next time for episode number 14, as we will be taking a look at 10 exorcism or possession films from my collection. Please like, subscribe, and comment below and let me know what you think about this video, and I would like to thank you for watching.